Calls case number 9, State of Hawaii versus Gerhardt Konig, 1 CPC-25-373 for further jury trial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Joel Garner for the state. Also present is Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Franklin Don Picaro Jr.
Morning, Mr. Garner. Morning, Mr. Picaro.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Otake and Matt Dirks on behalf of Dr. Gerhardt Konig.
Morning, Mr. Otake. Morning, Mr. Dirks. Morning, Dr. Konig.
Morning, Your Honor.
Gentlemen, all of you can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to courtroom 15. Thank you for braving the weather yet again. I seem to be saying that a lot lately to this jury. If you haven't already earned your gold star for making it through the first storm, definitely for sure now making it through the second storm. So thank you very much for your perseverance and your flexibility. We will continue on with the presentation of evidence in this case. I asked the attorneys as we go through today to see where we might be. I did talk with them and they agreed to recheck where we are in terms of the presentation early afternoon versus what kind of weather we're looking at for the commute home. So you already know what I have in mind. So I'll be working with the attorneys during the day to see if we might curtail our schedule a little bit shorter today. But for now, we will continue on with the presentation of evidence. Mr. Garner, state's next witness.
Yes, the state calls Veronica Delo.
And while waiting for the next witness to come onto the stand, Ms. Amy Long now has the administrative duties for the trial. Ms. Alka Fisher is at the bailiff's desk taking the place of Ms. McCallum. She's being assisted by Mr. Justice Castroverde Moniz. He's the legal intern assigned to this courtroom. He is a third-year student at the William S. Richardson School of Law. We're happy to have him. And third court reporter in our rotation is Ms. Melanie Ballesteros. Raise your right hand.
You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we get any further, can you pull the microphone as close to your mouth as possible and speak directly into the microphone as much as possible today?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you please state your name?
Veronica Delo.
Ms. DeMello, what's your occupation?
I'm a police evidence specialist for the Honolulu Police Department Crime Scene Unit.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
21 years.
What was your assignment on March 25th, 2005 at around 12:30 a.m.?
My assignment was to recover evidence at the central receiving desk at the main station.
I'm going to take a step back. What are the general duties of an evidence specialist?
Our general duties include crime scene documentation and evidence collection.
And on that date, March 25th, just after midnight, what type of evidence were you assigned to collect under HPD Report 25-110958?
Clothing.
Who did you collect the clothing from?
I collected the clothing from a Mr. Konig,
What was his full name?
Gerhardt Konig, I believe.
Gerhardt?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Butchered that name.
Okay.
Excuse me.
If you were to see that person again, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes.
If that person is in the courtroom, can you point them out and let us know an article of clothing that they're wearing?
Yes. As I'm facing the court, he's on my right, wearing a blue-collared shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
Record will reflect identification was made.
Specifically, what clothing items did you collect from the defendant?
I recovered I collected a T-shirt and a pair of shorts.
Right. Now I'm going to approach with what's been marked as States Exhibit 29 and States Exhibit 30, which have previously been shown to defense counsel. Okay, Mr. DeMello, I've handed you States Exhibit 29 and States Exhibit 30. Could you take a look in that package without taking anything out?
Yes.
Okay. For Exhibit 29, do you recognize what that is?
Yes.
Okay, what is Exhibit 29?
Exhibit 29 is a T-shirt.
Is that the same T-shirt you recovered from the defendant on March 25th, 2025?
It is.
Is that T-shirt in the same or substantially the same condition as when you recovered it from the defendant?
Yes.
At this point, the state will move State's Exhibit 29 into evidence.
Mr. Otake.
No objection.
What is marked for identification as State's Exhibit 29 is received into evidence.
Okay. Mr. Mello, without removing anything else from that large package, could you remove State's Exhibit 29? Okay, and if it's okay with you, could I have you stand up and display State's Exhibit 29 for the court?
Yes.
And first, can I ask you to display outside of you the front of the T-shirt?
In front of the T-shirt. Okay, the front part of the T-shirt.
All right, and now can you display, please, the rear part of the T-shirt? Okay, thank you. And okay, Mr. Mello, can you now open up that package and take a look to see State's Exhibit 30?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, did you get a chance to see it?
Yes.
Okay, what is State's Exhibit 30?
It's the shorts that was recovered at Central Receiving Desk.
This is the same pair of shorts you recovered from the defendant on March 25th, 2025.
Yes.
Are these shorts in the same or substantially the same condition as when you recovered them from the defendant?
Yes.
At this point, the state will move Exhibit 30 into evidence.
Mr. Otake.
No objection.
What is the mark for identification as State's Exhibit 30 is received into evidence.
Okay, and could you now take State's Exhibit 30 out and display it to the jury as well? And could you start with displaying the front? And now could you display the rear, please? Thank you. In just one moment. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Ms. DeMello, were these items assigned evidence numbers under the HPD report system?
They were
Okay, and what were the numbers?
items number 13 and 14.
Okay, and which item was number 13?
Item 13 was the T-shirt,
Okay,
and item 14 was the shorts.
What type of packaging, after you recovered it, did you place item 13, the T-shirt, into?
The T-shirt was placed in an evidence envelope, a breathable evidence envelope.
What type of packaging did you place item number 14, the shorts, into?
The same type of packaging.
Okay, and after you put them in these envelopes, what did you do with the envelopes?
They were sealed and submitted into our evidence vault at main station.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple of follow-up questions. What does sealed mean?
Sealed means it's a tamper-proof tape. If I could show these. We have an assigned tape. It's a blue tape with a HPD crime scene on it. That's our temper resistant or proof tape. It's sealed with that, signed by whoever sealed it, which would be me. It has my ID number on there and also the date that it was sealed.
Okay. And could you hold up State's Exhibit, either one, just let us know which one you're doing, and point us out to the tape?
Sure. So I'm holding up State's Exhibit number 29, which is the shirt. Again, white tape on the very top of the shirt. It has the HPD crime scene unit. It's a white tape with blue writing on it. The black marker here is my signature, along with the date of this seal for this particular item, and then also my ID number.
And is this the original packaging today?
No, this is not.
Okay. Can you explain the packaging today a little bit?
Okay, so for court purposes, a request was put in for presentation. So this normally wouldn't be flat for court presentation purposes, it would be in a sealed packaging instead that we mentioned before. So this seal is for just court presentation.
And you mentioned that you put items 13 and 14, which are now State's Exhibit 29 and 30, into the HPD evidence vault.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
HPD evidence vault, our evidence room, which normally takes in evidence, is not a 24/7 evidence dispository. They have a vault outside of work hours for them, and then it's a sealed, locked, in the basement of the HPD main station.
Okay. And then how do you transfer a piece of evidence, or how do you transfer the two pieces of evidence in this case into that vault?
Okay, we also have a case report system within the police department, and there is a electronic transfer. So from me, it would go to whatever locker it was assigned to. It was transferred, and then it was locked and then sealed within that. And the only other person that can open that lock after me would be somebody that is employed with the evidence room.
And which locker did you place the items in this case?
Main station evidence locker 121.
Now, from the time that you collected the T-shirt and the shorts to the time you put them in the evidence room locker 121, did you have sole custody and control of the items?
I did.
During that time, did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy the contents of those packages or those items in any way?
I did not.
During that time, after you sealed the packages, did anybody open the packages at all between the time you sealed them and the time you placed them in the locker?
No.
Okay. Did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you very much. No further questions at this time.
Your Honor, can we approach briefly with the
On or off record?
on?
Okay. Counsel, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There you go. Good morning, Ms. DeMello.
Good morning.
You indicated that you have been with the Honolulu Police Department for 21 years, is that right?
That is correct.
And was that entire time as evidence specialist?
It was.
And throughout that time then, you were asked about what you do there. Did you receive training on how to go about your job as an evidence specialist?
I do.
Part of the job of evidence specialist, in your experience, is to take photographs of evidence, correct?
That is correct.
And it's also to collect physical evidence, like you did in this case, the shirt and the shorts that you just showed the jury, yes?
Yes.
When it comes to, do evidence specialists from HPD sometimes actually go to alleged crime scenes and photograph evidence at the crime scene?
Yes, they do.
And that's something that evidence specialists, I mean, they're called specialists because that's what they specialize in, correct?
That is
Yeah.
correct.
And as part of that, evidence specialists have tools like, certain types or cameras, right?
Yes.
Versus a patrol officer, he might just have his cell phone, but evidence specialists have actual cameras to do their work, yes?
That is correct.
And sometimes you guys have like tape measures and rulers and things like that you can utilize at a alleged crime scene when you're photographing where evidence is located, correct?
That is correct.
And generally speaking, it is good practice at a crime scene, if there's an important piece of evidence, that an evidence specialist can come out, photograph it in the trained way that you are before the evidence is moved, correct?
Yes.
You want to document it well where it is, because oftentimes exactly where a piece of evidence found is important, correct?
That is correct.
And so you're trained that as much as possible, evidence specialists come out, try to maybe use your rulers or whatever to help, show where a piece of evidence exactly was, and photograph it and use your training to document where exactly that important piece of evidence was at the crime scene. That's good practice, yes?
That is good practice.
Okay. And then that way, like a year later, we're not guessing where exactly something was and wasn't, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. DeMello, do you know somebody by the name of, and I may not, I'm going to try to pronounce it right, Miss Niu Zhang?
That would be Zinwei.
Completely wrong.
Zhang. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. What was? Is the last?
Zinwei
Okay. Oh, it's sorry. The last name is
Zhang.
Okay.
Yes.
Last name is
Zhang.
Okay, Zhang.
Yes.
Miss
Zinwei.
Zhang.
Yes. Miss Zhang.
Okay, I'll refer to her as Miss Zhang. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
And she was an evidence specialist at the Honolulu Police Department, correct?
Yes.
And she worked on this case, yes?
Yes, she did.
But then she has since left HPD and I think maybe resides in China or something now.
She is no longer with the department. That is correct.
And were you her supervisor?
I was not her direct supervisor, no.
Okay. I noticed on some of the photographs that Miss Zhang took that it indicates that it was approved by Veronica Delo. What does that mean to if she took a photograph and then you approved it?
So with our workflow, a supervisor, not necessarily her direct supervisor, a supervisor will review the images that are put into that central report system within HPD to account for the amount of images that were taken.
Okay. So you were a supervisor, just not her direct supervisor?
Correct.
But on this occasion, you did approve the photos she took, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she likewise was an evidence specialist who received training on how to properly take photos of relevant things, correct?
Take photos, yes.
Yeah. She received training on that, right?
Yes, she did.
Your Honor, Exhibit D30 has been admitted into evidence. And can I read the stipulation to the jury?
Yes, but before you do, Mr. Otake, so ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Otake is going to read what's called a stipulation of facts to you. These facts have been agreed by the parties to be conclusively proved. You will treat these facts as conclusively proved. They're not in dispute. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Otake, you may proceed.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the parties stipulate that Exhibit D30 contains photographs taken by HPD evidence specialist Niu Zhang on March 24th, 2025. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. May I publish?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. DeMello, I'm going to publish this exhibit and ask you a few questions about it, okay? To help the jury understand what certain things on this means, okay? So, first thing I'm going to show you here, if I can get this to work well, is at the bottom of D30, let's let it focus, it indicates here, it has Ms. Zhang's name here, right?
Yes.
And then it says rank POL EV SP3. In your experience, what does that mean?
Police Evidence Specialist 3.
Okay. And so there's different levels.
Yes.
How many levels are there?
4.
Okay. And so she was a 3.
Correct.
Okay. And then it has a date and time, March 24, 2025, 1946, which would be 7:46 p.m., yes?
Yes.
And in your experience, that's typically around the time that the photos are taken and submitted?
No, that is the time that it's entered into the central receiving
Thank
system.
you.
Yeah.
So that's
report system.
That's when it's entered into the system, right?
That is correct.
So that would mean that the photographs being entered were taken before 7:46 p.m. on March 24th, correct?
That would be correct.
At some point.
At
right?
some point.
Okay. Then this is the side I was asking about, approved by Veronica Delo. That's you, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So now I'm going to zoom out. Is this it says at the top here, Honolulu Police Department photographic report. You see that?
Yes.
So part of what evidence specialists do is they photograph things and then they put it into a kind of a report form. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And this looks to be, well, you approved this, and this is a photographic report that Ms. Zhang created, correct?
That is correct.
Correct, okay. And she is now, lives in China, to your knowledge.
To my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so on this front page here, we have 2 photographs. We have one on the bottom there is a full-length photograph of Gerhardt Konig. You see that?
It is a left profile.
Left profile,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
That's what you guys call it, right?
Yes, a
Yeah.
left profile full length, which
Okay.
means full body on the left side.
Got it. And that's normal in as you go about photographing somebody who's been arrested, and if you're asked to do it, you take profiles from the left, the right,
Right.
and the front, correct?
Front and back.
And the back.
Yes.
Okay. And then the top one, and that's photograph 8. Top one, photograph 7. That's a I guess closer up of the left profile. Yes.
That is correct, the left profile.
Okay, and then you guys also keep the actual photographs from the camera itself. That's not, you have the photograph that's taken, and
Mm-hmm.
you put it in a report. But then you guys also have the actual photograph from the camera too, right?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
I'll show you the next
Okay.
page. Okay, so this was turned over,
Okay.
and it's not in a report form, but it's a photograph that was turned over. So you guys have the photographs, and then it's included in the report after. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're talking about keeping the digital file
Yes.
image, yes.
That's what I mean. Sorry,
Yes.
I don't know the right term,
Yes.
but yes.
The digital file image is
It's kept.
kept.
Okay. So, and this is again, digital file image of the left profile of Gerhardt's face, yes?
That is correct.
Okay. And sometimes you guys are trained to, well, not sometimes, but are you guys trained to take photos of apparent injuries on a suspect's body?
We are trained to do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And in this case, there was a photograph taken of the left side of Dr. Konig's face on March 24th, 2025, correct?
I don't know when she took these images.
But it was before, I'm sorry, it was before 7:46 on March 24th,
Correct.
2025, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we just read the stipulation where the parties are agreeing that it was taken by her on March 21st, 2025. Right?
Yes.
But you weren't there when it was taken.
Correct.
Okay.
I wasn't there when it was.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you, Ms. DiMello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, you're right. Thank you.
Mr. Mello, thank you for being here. Please
Thank
step
you.
down. Watch that first.
Yes.
Now, the state's next witness is Gerhardt Konig, but as we're calling Mr. Konig, I'm going to retrieve the exhibits and the packaging from the stand.
Please.
I'm going to hand State's Exhibit 29 and 30 to the clerk, and I will put the packaging in the corner.
Thank you.
You do solemnly swear affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth,